So, I've never done Trans Am or watched it. I'm guessing that there is no pit stops. Am I correct?
No
There
fuel.
usually isn't. Not for fuel, yeah.
No scheduled
no
pit
fuel.
stops.
Okay, no scheduled pit stops. Okay.
Yeah. So it's an hour's worth of running if you can manage it, and then tires if you have to.
Hit it for 7 laps.
Well, hopefully not.
How's the track temp, by the way?
What is the track temp right now? Oh, 37. So it's come down a little bit. Not much.
Man,
Not as much as I thought it would.
Couldn't tell.
It still seems high.
It is. I think with rain and a 20-degree ambient, I think 37 is probably high. It's come down a little bit, but no.
Wait, 37 F or C?
See,
I think something's wrong with the live weather plugin, where it doesn't like the track temp.
Well,
Yeah,
we played with that.
well, it doesn't do track temps.
Because when I do single player in the rain, the track temps are fine. And, you know, it's
Yeah, but the thing is, the
That's
weather
bad.
app does not produce track temperatures. What it does is it varies the cloud cover and ambient and the rain, and then the real road is what's generating the track temperature.
Shit.
I imagine what might be happening is it's injecting a new ambient temperature in, and then the track system calculates from that new ambient temperature.
Yeah, that's why we ended up having to, or Matthew set the track temperature to 0 to see it as the default. It's helped, it's kept it down, but...
Think there's a units problem?
No,
No,
I think it's the way
runs
that
on
the system works.
Yeah, it could be, as Ben said, because it's, well, even still, I mean, it would be generating a track temperature if it was just running off a script in single player, and it doesn't cause problems then. So why would
But
a
the script in the single player goes from point to point,
and this one
whereas
does too every 3 minutes.
the live weather keeps on injecting new values for the ambient temperature.
But so just more points, not
Yeah,
a different way of doing things.
and so the calculation keeps on getting reset rather than
Well, it doesn't when it's scripted, because it'll take, it'll be 20 at the first quarter, it'll be 21 in the second quarter. It won't forget that it was 20, it'll just use 21 as the new calculation for the next update.
1 minute warning.
Oh yeah, 1 minute warning. Thank you. So guys, we've got 1 minute until the driver brief. The track is closed for that.
Sorry, Ben.
Hey, it's not
no,
raining.
I was just saying that because as it's progressing, the game knows that it's progressing, but the way that the live weather value might be injected, it might be injected in such a way that it reinitiates calculation.
Okay. As opposed to just adding another data point to a series of data points. It could be. Yep.
Always fun. Just find things out. Well, I'm gonna be watching you guys run around like crazy guys. Good luck on that.
Pardon me.
Chicken.
Hey, I'm trying to produce some content for you guys, so that way
I know.
you have more than a black screen, apparently.
Good, because that sucked.
Wow. You know, it didn't take no effort to put that together. Just saying.
Okay, I think just have a look at the timing. We've got everyone in the pits, so thank you very much, everybody. And it's nice to be back. I'm sorry I'm not on the track, but as I said, I'm still going through a little bit of post-COVID stuff and various other things going on, so I'm not going to race tonight, and probably a good night not to be a track hazard. It's nice to see 15 people out, all told, including some new drivers. Alec King, nice to see you. Josh Beklinski and Johnny Gutierrez. Nice to see you back with us, and hope you hang around and do some more racing with us. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays was when we're doing our racing, so it's nice to have new people out. And tonight, as you can see, we're gonna have an interesting race. We're going to be doing Mid-Ohio, and it is 1 lap for the formation, 42 laps for the race, plus that formation lap, so 43 laps in total, 15 minutes of qualification as usual. And as always, it's 1x for the fuel and no refueling. But as we mentioned during the practice, if you feel that you really need to come into the pit for damage repair or more particularly tires, you're certainly open to do that. But it's a slow process. Real life, they aren't set up for 2-second pit stops. They're 35, 40, 50, 60 seconds to get the tires on and off because they don't have a whole lot of pit crew. But in races like this, it becomes a calculated risk. I think everyone's on Discord, which is great. You don't have to talk, but you certainly do have to be monitoring. And during qualifying and race, keep the talking to basic safety points to point out drivers that have spun off or things like that. Please, no comments otherwise. And obviously, practice and warm up. Have some fun. Talk to each other. Driver aids, none are permitted, so you're good there. And starting procedure is pretty straightforward. We do a rolling formation lap off the green, so you'll be all gridded up. You'll get the green light and just roll off slowly when the car in front of you rolls off. We will stay in the double file for a full pace lap. So follow the car in front of you, take your time, stay approximately a car length behind the car in front of you and even with the car beside you. Keep distance consistent, no excessive weaving, sudden acceleration, hard braking. This is to get us around, get everyone settled into race formation and get a good start at the race. Maintain your position all the way through. If there's a tight corner and you're not confident, you can go through it side by side with the driver beside you. Just zipper your way through it. So do alternating and get back into position. And maintain position. Make sure as you come around the final corners and we line up for the start finish straight that you're back into the right formation double file. And the start is for each pair of cars as they cross the start finish line, and you can start racing at that time. Up until that point, the two cars at the front will keep the pace nice and even, and then you start racing when you cross the start finish. There will be an orange zone from the start until the exit of the keyhole, T2. Remember, we're going to have a bit of a wet track, heavy car, cold tires. So yes, passing is permitted, but if you cause an incident, then you're going to be looked at very severely by the stewards if there is a IR put in on you, and there is an automatic review of the orange zone after the race. So what everyone likes to say is races are lost on turn 1, but never won, or turn 2 for that matter. As I mentioned, no refueling in the race, so make sure that you have sufficient fuel to finish, and it's like 43 laps of formation or 75 minutes, and you can take tires at your discretion. Make sure that when you grid for the race that you've checked your black box, that you have clicked the tires to where you want to. And also, if you get a penalty, make sure you check your black box that you're in for serve penalty only, so that you don't take tires inadvertently if you come into the pit for whatever reason. Remember your pit lane speed limit, and I think we're at, I haven't looked at it, but someone can remind me what
100.
the pit lane 100. Thank you, Ben. So you're going to be responsible making sure you stay below the pit lane speed limit, because there's no pit limit or speed limiter in the car.
Sorry, that's kph, just in case.
Yeah, kph, so it's 100 kph or 60 miles an hour. Remember that the track limits are in effect. Turn 1 is proven to be very snickety about the way it does things, so make sure you're staying off the curbing there. And the CMS rule of thumb is one wheel on the racing surface at all times. That means actually on the racing surface, not on the curbing, to be considered on the track, in addition to any of the cut limits that are imposed by RF2. Okay. Pit entry and exit is pretty good here. Make sure you're staying on the left as you enter and exit. Those that are continuing to race or you're going through on a hot lap, just keep your eyes open. Watch what's going on as cars come to merge. I don't believe we have any penalties outstanding, so that's great. Just a reminder on the blue flag, the driver doesn't have to get out of the way when they're blue flagged, but they can't compete with or obstruct the lapping car. Right? You don't have to facilitate a pass or get out of the way. If you're side by side going into a corner with if as a blue flag car, you have to seed the corner, because going through a corner side by side is competing with that car that is trying to pass you because they're a lap ahead. You have to seed the corner. If you don't, that's subject to, then it's pointed out for an IRR, you're going to be penalized by the stewards. Lapping car always has the responsibility for making a clean pass, picking their time and doing it cleanly. And both drivers have responsibility for good racing behavior. So just be patient, especially on this track. It could be kind of fun, especially with wet. Remember the golden rule of racing. If you're racing for a position with somebody and you cause them to go off the track, or you chop them off unfairly, you know what you've done. Give that position back as quickly as possible. If you think you've been hard done by another driver and you want to submit an incident review request, just check out the CMS general competition rules and adhere by the requirements there. Escape, of course, means the race is over. You can't come back in. If you've had a problem or you're disconnected, have a problem, pull the cable or Control-Alt-Delete, crash RF2, get yourself back in, rejoin and see where you stand. It's an hour-long race, so there's opportunity for you to get back in and racing. I will be around to take care of RF2 assigned disqualifications after the practice or after qualification, but once you're into race, all the penalties apply. If you have a penalty to serve, you must do so, even if it's something as inane as jump starting off a rolling start. You still have to serve a penalty, and if you're disqualified, you're disqualified. We won't do a pit box check during the warm-up. Are there any questions?
I was just going to say that the tire selection on the HUD is a bit sticky. So if you need to change tire compounds during the race, it might take several goes.
Right.
Just to be aware of. You might have to leave the tire selection, return to the tire selection in order to get it to switch between available compounds.
Yeah, so rule of thumb, don't leave it to the last second. Because the pit lane isn't particularly long.
I have
It took
something
about
too.
8 laps.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
Just for the people that are new for rFactor, I don't think we mentioned that in the pits you do have to drive around your opponents. There's no ghosting. In
yes.
The pits.
Yeah, I forgot. No, there's no ghosting. Exactly. Is that you hit somebody in the pit? Oh, you hit them. And that's frowned upon, generally.
Very.
Any other questions?
What was the orange zone in turn 2?
So orange zone from the start to turn 2. Orange zone is just an area of increased sensitivity for incidents. Basically, it's if you cause an incident in that first part of the first lap, and you're called out for it in an IRR, stewards find you guilty, the penalties will be heavier. So it's just a reminder for everyone to keep their eyes open, paying attention, drive, and in that area particularly. I mean, we always expect good driving behavior, but in that area particular, for that first part of the race, when everyone's close in, the tires are cold, the cars are heavy, all that people are being extra particular about their good driving for that part.
You can pass. You just have to make sure it's done cleanly and safely.
Yeah, you're racing, but there's an additional imperative for really good racing during that period of time, because you'll get knocked harder if you don't.
We want people to do at least one lap.
Yeah.
So don't dive bomb the whole field, Josh.
Yeah.
Only half.
Try not to.
Yeah. So it's just don't go crazy first lap sort of thing.
It's really going to be low visibility too.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? All right. I'll push us over to the next session, and we can get ready for Q. Remember, when if you decide you're going to escape back to the pits to get a new set of tires, just pay attention to the other drivers that are coming through on hot laps. You've got a whole lap to get yourself into the flow, so let people by if they're hot lapping past you as you come out the pits. Give them the pride of place on the racing surface. And there we are, 15 minutes.
screwed.
This is gonna suck.
Open mic. Okay, some interesting laps out there, guys. Congratulations to Brian for taking top of the pro and fastest lap of the qualifying. Well done. And it's Paul Libison that takes the AM side. Pressure there from newcomer Alex King and Lanny Hall as always, and Josh McClincy not far behind either. So nice qualifying, guys. Well done. So while we wait for ourselves to flip over to the warm up, so you can get back out there and do a little bit of driving with your race setups. Don't forget just to make sure that your mics are set up so they're either press to talk or the initiation level is high enough under voice activation that we're not hearing anything come through. And while we're waiting as well, I'm going to do a flip of the lid to Ross Smith, who has done some great jobs over many different aspects of racing here at NARS and for RF2 in general at CMS, but in particular for the last 2 weeks where he stood in for me while I was away to run our 2 races at Sonoma and Lime Rock, and I really appreciate that. And I know you guys did too, because the races got run and there was a lot of fun out there. So well done, and thank you, Ross.
Thanks, Ross.
And he's not listening and beavering away and getting things ready for you guys as we look to press everything into the diminishing amount of time that's left for us to get the mods together.
Goes away. Pit box?
No,
I don't think we need to.
No pit boxes here. Not for this.
Sorry, I had synthwave blasting in my ear. I don't know if anybody was saying anything else today.
We were just talking about you.
Excellent.
It's just to say thank you, Ross, in front of everybody here for the great job you did taking care of the races over the last couple of weeks when everything else was going on.
Oh, I almost didn't fail completely. It was good.
I think you were a fair bit away from failing, so you're okay.
Okay, well, thanks.
Anybody got a weather forecast?
Might rain, might not.
I've got that it might not rain, but it might.
Well, ask any weather guy. Their meteorologist. Get a group of meteorologists. You get 5 different opinions. I gotta say, guys, as I'm watching you guys spin around, all the folks that spend time on making some custom liveries, they look great, and really impressed with the artistry that's out there. So it makes the whole race experience come alive to see all those different liveries out there for the guys as they're racing what is really their car. So well done. I'm gonna be very excited to see what comes out for the 98 mod and the 23 mod as we get ready to race those in a year or two. There's lots of opportunity to be exciting with those.
Well, you did quite a few of the 98s yourself.
Well,
Should, round of applause on that one.
Well, thank you. But those are the default liveries. I'm thinking about how guys are gonna come up with some imaginative stuff in the spirit of the era. There's lots of opportunity there. But yeah, I had fun, finding out about all the cars and figuring out how to put those pieces together. There's still some work to do there. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So thank you.
I can't wait to see what Brian and Lanny come up with.
Yeah, that should be good. Did their boy Brent on that one.
Maybe that'll be one of the next NARS competitions is livery of the car.
I like it.
Models. Yeah. A little bit of bragging rights there.
I like that.
Yeah, so, well, it hasn't rained for a while. I get the impression the track's still just a little bit slick.
Will it carry on to race, or does it reset or anything?
Yes, carry on my wayward son.
Yeah, it should carry on. All the characteristics move from session to session within the full race weekend.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I can see that. So there's still a little bit of rain out there, just to make it a bit exciting.
5. Yes, it's gotta rain. No. Your local weatherman would like to report that there is a system moving through the area. Chances of rain will be increasing throughout the evening.
So, forecast is there's a high probability of weather.
Temperatures will be dropping drastically over the next 2 to 3 hours.
That's funny because my game says 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 0% rain.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, for the moment.
You trust that? Trust that with your life?
Or your tires.
Or your tires.
It's still overcast, right? Oh yeah.
It's still Overton cast.
It's Overton cast. As opposed to the Angel umbrella.
Whisper to me more, Daddy.
You need to bring out your Angel umbrella when it's Overton cast. Outside.
You know, if I didn't have to work on this thing, I would very gladly run a race stream broadcast with you, man. And we could all hang out in the booth and be super awesome.
CMS admins after dark.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, unleashed, untethered, unplugged.
Canadian.
A. Unplugged A. We'd have to come up with some nicks. I always liked the two guys in the UK that Brit TV on the BBC, Ant and Dec. How they got their names Ant and Dec, I have no idea.
Anthony, Declan.
Oh, well, there we are. See, I just didn't question it deeply enough to find out. I didn't really care. It was like, okay, they're Ant and Dec. Works for me.
Way to ruin the movie.
Why they would go for Ant and Dec instead of, I don't know, something more refined, I don't know. The first time I met them was I didn't ever meet them, but I saw them was on that absolutely ridiculous I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, the very first year when Johnny Rotten was out there.
There's a couple people on rain tires, though.
You know, hedging their bets. Maybe they know something that no one else does. Maybe they've been paying off the admins.
Sorry about my frustration coming through the voice call. I screwed up a shit about 2 minutes left of the ball.
Happened.
Wasn't able to get a good position. So.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, no names, no pack drill. I was just putting out a public service announcement, and, you know, maybe there are more people that feel it applied to them as well as you. Never know.
Your social credits will be reduced significantly, though.
We all get to yell out at you for once for free.
Yeah, as you're coming to the keyhole or something like that, so unexpectedly. And it's only on your channel.
Huh.
Oh, he's now muted. Oh dear.
I feel like if I only had 2 buttons on my steering wheel, one of them would still be push to talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, I've got voice activation and mute, so I sort of double mic it. And there's lots of people out there to remind me when I don't mute it because all the noise comes through is not me talking. Okay, end of warm-up, guys. I hope you're all feeling nice and loose with the cars. The cars are nice and tight for you. So we'll be rolling over to the race in a moment. And remember, make sure you've got your proper setups. And just a reminder that the start is standing start. When it turns green, let the cars ahead of you move off before you do as well.
And do our pace lap.
Yeah, do a pace lap, exactly. So it's a pace lap, just roll off nice and easy, let the cars get ahead away in front of you because you get a full lap to make sure you're closed up again. Pardon me. And then nice and easy through the lap. Yeah, you obviously, if you no, as I said, no serious back and forthing with the cars, but certainly dragging brakes to warm them up a little bit is perfectly acceptable. Josh.
Oh
you trying to get back in?
Yeah, let's go back to warm up.
Okay, I'll put us back to warm up.
Who earns?
I got booted too, but I think I'm on my way back in.
All right, I've gone to warm up, so just let me know when you're back in. Anyone else got booted besides those two?
Saying Boo earns.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like it was just Brian and Josh.
There we are. Okay. Josh is now back in.
Were you saying Boo earns, Ross?
I'm back in.
Saying Boo earns.
Perfect. Okay, guys, just confirm for me that you're good to go. Josh and Brian.
Good to go.
I guess I'm gonna send it whether I'm ready or not.
Well, I just want to make sure that all your stuff is good and that you got your setup loaded.
Yeah.
Just confirm. Because we've had incidents where guys got booted, came back in, and got the defaults set up, and of course
no,
that just makes a mess.
left.
Who? Alec?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. All right, come on back in, Alec.
I'm pretty much rolling default setups anyway, so it's not really that big of a difference.
Okay, now we gotta wait for Alec.
No.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
Uh-oh.
May have just taken a crap.
Robo King.
I think connection may have just quit. Let me try and let back in.
You sound good to hear.
Yep.
At first you didn't, but now you do.
Very good. Yeah, you were a bit RoboCop, but you're okay now. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have had some background.
I got connection lost again, guy.
Oh man.
I don't.
Do you need to do a quick reboot?
He needs to boot everybody out of his house.
Yeah.
Do you need to pay your cable bill?
Alec, you still there?
Well, if he didn't pay his cable bill, he wouldn't be this far.
Yeah.
He'll yank that carpet out quick.
Oh, there I can see his lips moving, but there he is.
My ping is shooting up to 5,000 right now. If I can't get it going here on this next try, I'll go ahead and tell y'all to start without me.
All right, crossing our fingers, man.
Somebody else live in France.
Typed in some Christmas music. I mean, it's well past time. Maybe we'll do that for the test races next week. Even though it's after Christmas Day, we'll pipe in some Christmas music.
Yep. I'm not able to. Every time I try to connect, my ping shoots up to about 3,000.
All right.
Quick! It just said you got in.
Yeah, you're in.
It says
you're in. Okay, make sure you got your.
Oh, he's gone.
Now you're gone. Now you're gone.
Yeah, guys, I'd say go ahead and start.
No.
No, and then it disconnected me.
All right.
Yeah.
See you next
sorry
time.
about that, man. All right. And you had such a good quality too. All right.
Go ahead and start.
Guys,
Boys.
all right, guys, we're gonna go to race. So make sure you got your setups all set.
Good luck, everybody.
Alec, it's not too late to ask Santa for better internet. Alright, we're playing the Xmas music next time. Corey Taylor's Merry Xmas is very good too.
Jerry can do it all a cappella.
I'll try. Don't know if I'll be in key.
He knows one song, but he knows it well.
It'll work.
Do my best George Michael impression for you, Ben.
Thank you.
Can you do your best George Angelides impression?
No, that's Ross's job.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have to be singing because it's Christmas music, so it's gonna be George singing Christmas music was what we want.
Sorry, I'm having saltines. I can't do it right now.
We have the technology to do that now, don't we?
Yes, we do. Why we want to, I don't know, but okay. Okay, guys, nice, easy roll off. Let the car in front of you move before you move. And it's looking good.
No, Ben!
Ben, come back.
Ben, you okay?
I'm out.
What happened?
Somehow my assigned race setup has 10 litres of fuel. I checked that I have my assigned setup in it. Yeah, obviously.
You can pit for fuel, yeah?
Yeah, you can pit for fuel.
You cannot.
No, you
pit
can't.
Oh, no, you
for
cannot
fuel.
pit for fuel. I was saying that's right. You cannot pit for fuel. I was thinking here. Yeah.
I thought it adds it.
No,
or did you guys block that?
Doesn't add anything at all now.
Okay. It did at Portland for me.
Yeah, we fixed that. I feel like we're running an episode of 10 Indians. No, 16 to 14. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Ben.
It happens. I love the way that I went to the trouble to make sure I had the right setup.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Looking good.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Looking very good coming up to the start finish. Just keep it nice, just tighten up a bit and looking really nice. So have a great race out there. I'll be watching from the booth upstairs.
Oh no, I don't have reverse mapped.
Yikes.
Do I just reset, I guess?
Control
Unplug your
delete.
Ethernet. Or yeah, do that.
Say do what?
Control delete, kill rFactor 2 and relaunch it.
Don't exit the car, just either control delete or pull your Ethernet cord and rejoin. Turn 9.
Come on by me, Daniel. I owe you one. Come on by.
Second to last corner, driver's left, before pit entry.
that the race?
Yep.
That's it.
My timer says 14 minutes left, but that's maybe because I've had to rejoin a couple times.
Yep, 14 minutes left of the allocated 75 minutes to complete the race.
Whichever first.
Roger.
Exactly. So it's laps or in the case of slow races, time because of the fuel restriction issue. So well done, guys. Toughing it out. Looks like a very exciting race as I was watching from here. And Daniel, well done on the wind, and Johnny, super for picking up second there. And I think you're pretty much going to be flung into the pro category right away. So well done.
Mr. I'll stay out of everyone's way.
Yes. And Paul, you're certainly buffing up your credentials to be a pro come the next season as well with your win in AM. Well done.
Thank you.
And
Paul was smoking tonight.
yeah.
Paul, you were so fast. I was pushing, couldn't catch you.
Yeah.
I was watching the cap, Jerry.
Obviously, having the series update and showing some distance being clawed back on you gave you some spur to get back into the saddle.
Yeah, where was Lanny in the end?
Lanny didn't do as well as he would have liked to.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So I think it was a pretty tough race from what I could see. People were struggling a bit there, and I didn't see any more. Well, yeah, there was rain towards the end, so.
Yeah, there's a little drizzle at the end, about the last 10 laps.
So keep everyone guessing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed at all.
So great racing, guys.
JT, sorry about being a roadblock there for a while.
No worries.
Man, that setup just died off on me. I don't know what's wrong with it. It ran well for about quarter of the race, and then it just died.
I know, you let them walk away.
Oh, well, I got to figure out what that is.
No, really well done. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with best wishes for the holiday season. Hope you have a great Christmas, and we've got some practice test races coming up for the 98 and eventually the 23 for next season. So I know I'll be seeing you doing some stuff on the practice servers over the next couple of weeks, and I'll see you doing a bit of racing as well. And we pick up in the new year. I just need to look at my schedule. I think it's the first week in January, and we are at skill testing question here. I'll pick up with the TAs anyway, so that'll be the first race in the year.
Road American or VIR maybe?
No.
Road America.
January 3 will be Medio Golden Era.
That's Golden Era, but we're talking NARS.
So, it won't be the first race of the year.
It will be for us. Of the year.
Some of us don't do
CMS
silly
here. I'm being a
Tuesday
bit
one.
parochial, man. So our first race will be the 5th, and as I desperately scrabble around looking for what race that will be, it is going to be. Come on, baby, you can do this. It's going to be Road America. It is indeed. So should be fun. Should be fun for those that are on the Hemi.
Vote VIR test race. Vote VIR test race.
I think that's dead and gone, my friends. But anyways, it looks like a good race. I'm sorry I wasn't there today, but probably just as well. And I look forward to be on the track with you come the next couple of races, and certainly no later than the 5th when we go out to Road America. I love that track.
You were there in our hearts.
Thanks, Matt. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a great Christmas.
You too, dude.
And we'll see you as we get going towards the new year.
Merry Christmas, all.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Good racing.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, James.
Stay safe, have fun.
Hey, James.
Good night.
Yeah.